Hi folks, James here from the Mad Tin Hatter blog again. Just continuing with my series of State of the Collection videos, and today I'm covering off my artillery, anti-aircraft and some anti-tank guns for my various allied contingents. So I've got a little bit of a zoomed out view again. Apologies for the wobbly camera, I'm just having to hold it. Quite a large table full at this point. It's interesting to note, if you go back and look at my earlier videos from kind of 2015-2016, where I did a State of the Collection video, this is the same table I'm using. I've actually extended it using the leaves here, and previously I took up the full table with everything in the collection, so it's useful comparison of how much space the models I've already completed take up. So today, as I said, I'm going to cover off a variety of units. We're going to start down here at the back. Again, apologies, light's not fantastic. I'll try and circle these around a little bit. These models were just completed this year. These are a set of 4 Bofors self-propelled 40mm Bofors anti-aircraft guns. They are marked up as Polish. So they are, and I'm just going to butcher this pronunciation, so apologies. 1 Polk Artillery Przeslotnij, which is basically the 1st anti-aircraft regiment of the 1st Polish Armoured Division. So I have another 2 of these models to do for this unit to take it up to its full complement of 6. Stupidly enough, I also have another 6 of them to do, which will be for my Canadian Armoured Division, as the Armoured Divisions tended to have these self-propelled ones, whilst the infantry had the deployed towed guns. So in front of these guys I've got some more poles. These are actually part of the Sexton battery that I showed in my armour video. Stupidly, I should have kept it all together. So this is just the command team for the unit, the 2 command teams for the unit and the staff team, with a couple of the trucks and a jeep. Now, no longer required in version 4. Obviously I had kind of done these for version 3. Still got them, would probably still put them on the table if I was fielding the battery, but just not from any sort of perspective other than the whole battery being deployed together looks quite cool. I'll just switch hands while I get my cue card here. Behind these guys I have a battery of 8 5.5 inch guns, 4 at the front and 4 at the back, with their matadors. Again, staff teams, command teams, all that gubbins. I also have the OP teams. So you can see from a version 3 layout how many extra teams aside from just the guns version 3 required you to have, which I think is quite interesting. So these represent the 79th Medium Regiment, also known as the Scottish Horse, and they were part of 4 AGRA, so that's Army Group Royal Artillery, and they took part in Operation Totalize, providing part of support for the initial bombardment and such. Behind these guys I've got a couple of little random teams, a signals unit, which is marked up in decals as the signals unit which supported the 51st Highland Division. It's a signals truck and a little wire team there at the front. In front of the whole lot here, both deployed and being towed, because I'm a maniac when it comes to deploying units and stuff. We have 17 pounders from the 61st Anti-Tank Regiment Royal Artillery, who were the Royal Artillery Anti-Tank Regiment attached to the 51st Highland Division. So said I've got them towed so that they can move about the table, limbered, and then deployed. So Battlefront provided the deployed models. The towed models, the limbered guns actually came from Skytrex. They're a little bit slimmer, but I think they look pretty smart. Behind these guys we have 2 lots of 25 pounders. Both of these units belong to the 128th Field Regiment Royal Artillery, who were one of the artillery regiments of the 51st Highland Division, and they supported 154 Brigade mainly, so hence I have them. Over beside them, another unit of 25 pounders, recently re-decaled. I made a bit of a decision to change these to support my Canadians. So these represent 25 pounders of the 4th Field Regiment Royal Canadian Artillery, who were part of the 2nd Canadian Infantry Division. I picked 4th Field because I'm a big fan of the book The Guns of War by George Blackburn. Absolutely fantastic read. If you've not read it and you're a fan of Normandy campaign from either, I would say, the Allied or the German side, it's well worth the read, just to read about the effectiveness of Allied artillery bombardments, the response times, how the whole system worked, and basically the casualties and what the infantry were going through at the same time. Behind them, I've got a recently completed battery of 40mm Bofors anti-aircraft guns. These are from the 40th Light Anti-Aircraft Regiment Royal Artillery, who of course were part of the 51st Highland Division. And these were recently completed, as I only just finished the Morris Limbers for them in the start of this year. So that's them. Light in here again, not fantastic guys. You can see the changes in the tone of some of the static grass as I've kind of moved through the static grass that I've had and used stuff up and bought new stuff. So a big tip for you if you're doing a massive collection, make sure right from the get-go that you have enough static grass to do everything that you want and that it is all the same colour. I think from a distance it's hard to see the difference. So, this is kind of it for now. Some more anti-aircraft units to do. I've actually got some heavy anti-aircraft guns for my Brits, 3.7s I think. I'll have a battery of 4 of them to do at some point. I do actually have more 25 pounders, but I'm tempted to not build them as deployed guns, possibly limbered. I have a recurring issue with this unit here. Flames of War had the 17 pounders towed by half tracks, but that's something that happened in the armoured divisions. As far as I can see, the infantry divisions would have tended to have used quads or trucks instead. So I'm tempted to take the box of 25 pounders that I have, Plastic Soldier Company ones, build the quads to use for this unit. I've got more 17 pounders to do, and possibly do them for one of the Canadian units, armoured divisions with the half tracks, and then use the quads for this lot. But we'll see. A little bit of change I think, but I'll figure it out as I go. And 4th edition, it's highly unlikely these 5.5s are ever going to see the table, but they were done for 3rd, and it's just part of the completionist in me to actually have the whole unit done, including the Matadors. And the Signals unit, absolutely pointless on the table for Flames of War, useful for battle group, but the type of scenario games we play, we find a purpose for units like that, and generally speaking, parked up in a farm courtyard somewhere, even if they're not doing anything, it just looks cool, nice bit of scenery dressing. So that's it, my artillery and anti-air as it stands just now. Thanks guys, one more video to do, which will be my British infantry and associated hanging on bits and pieces. Thanks for those who've watched and commented, and that's me for today.